Hello and welcome to the most extreme podcast, extreme podcast of wrestling to date. Yeah, stupid intro. This is Extreme Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Arnold, joined as always by James, and not going to talk too much about news today, but let's get into certain, at least one important things on the show, starting with Raw. Now, obviously, on Raw, Seth Rollins hosted a retirement ceremony for Rey Mysterio, and long story short, it led to him having a match with Aleister Black, which I believe Black won, and he had, I believe, Humberto Carrillo at ringside and all that stuff, and basically the other disciples and Rollins attacked Black and all that stuff. Then later on, we saw this lead to Rey Mysterio, who would also be joined by his son Dominic in an interview via satellite. And both Rey and Dominic chimed in on all of this, and at the end, Dominic said something about Seth being a man of scripture. And at the end, he said, an eye for an eye. James, what do you think of this?
Well, this could lead many different ways, but in this type of situation, this more could lead to Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins feuding with each other soon, and this could go into a 6-man tag team match with Mysterio's Black and Humberto Carrillo versus Seth Rollins and his disciples. Now, the son, Dominic, he's going to get involved some way, somehow. Now, a lot of people say that he could be turning heel and joining Seth Rollins' thing. I'm not too sure. It could go many different ways. We have heard many rumors about people turning heel in the past, and it didn't happen. Like, example, Apollo. Apollo, there's rumored to say he was going to be heel. Now he's a face, and he's the freaking United States champion.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of stuff can happen. This could be to where Dominic can go against his father's wishes and go for revenge against Seth Rollins.
I want to add to that. Could we see, with all this, could we see Dominic getting in the ring and going one-on-one with Seth?
It could happen. I mean, he is trained.
It's
I don't
possible.
Go ahead.
I honestly think it might happen. We might see Dominic's in-ring debut at some point down the line facing Seth Rollins. But
SummerSlam?
That's potential, yes. So, let's talk about AEW. James?
AEW. So there's a lot of different stuff you can really go against it, but the main thing I want to talk about is Hangman Page and Kenny Omega retaining the tag team titles against Joey Janela, and I keep forgetting who's his tag team partner. But anyway, so basically they are still the tag champs, and now later on in Fyter Fest, which I think is next month in July.
Yeah,
it's
July,
a 2-week of
It's a 2-night event that's going to be on July 1st and July 8th.
Yes. So one of those dates, they're going to defend their championship against the Best Friend. Now, knowing with Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, is Fyter Fest going to be the time for them to drop the titles? Also, I do mention that FTR is in the crowd, but that's not something we want to talk about yet.
Yeah. I think maybe, how long have they had the titles now?
They've had it since,
I know they beat SCU for it. It's had to have been late last year.
late last year.
I would think yes. I do think it is time for them to drop it at this point. Maybe give it to some new team. I don't know who. I wouldn't say FTR formerly known as the Revival, because I gotta plug their WWE names, because why not? But I think at some point they have to drop the belts. Maybe potentially drop them to the Young Bucks.
Put more emphasis on that. I would say no. Oh yeah, by the way, the date that they won the tag titles is actually only 21st.
What month?
January.
I definitely would say they could. Yeah, I would think it would be time for them to drop the belt. They barely even defended it.
That was in the cruise. But I'll just let you know. I'm gonna let everybody know here. If everything goes well and nothing's happening, I myself am going to go on the cruise of Jericho next this upcoming February. So I'm going to take the trip to Miami, go on to the ship, go to Bermuda. So you might not see me that week, but I'm going to be on the cruise.
Who knows?
But anyway, yeah. But I don't think Young Bucks need the championship. I think if you want to give the title, I think Best Friends would, because how well they've been doing.
Yeah, either them or maybe Party or something, some other team. I don't know.
Honestly, if let's say this, if Pentagon and Phoenix, I think Pentagon is stuck in Mexico, and
that's why we see Phoenix. That's why it's only been Phoenix at the show.
I remember Phoenix. No. It's if you getting the Death Triangle. Pac is also in Mexico, if I remember correctly, or England, one of those two. But they're stuck. So if they didn't get stuck, they would have been the tag champs by now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, easily. Okay, I forgot what you had in mind for NXT. So tell us what you had in mind for NXT. What important thing happened on NXT? Because there's a slew of stuff that happened on NXT.
And there's a lot of stuff, and we were talking about most of the other stuff that happened for that NXT during our Takeover in Your House predictions tonight. But it's Phantasma winning the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Now, I put on here interim, but there's been reports that this might not be an interim title. This might actually be a permanent championship, and Devlin might not be the champion going forward because of, them being stuck in UK and there's still a travel ban. As you know, a lot of controversy in this one. It's more of the two masked men who's been going after Phantasma, trying to get involved, and then Drake Maverick basically saved Phantasma, only to get beaten in the match. But the good news is that Drake Maverick got to resign with WWE. He's now with NXT. Now, I knew that was going to happen because of the emotional video that Drake Maverick put after his release was announced, and the fact that he continued on in the WWE UK champion. I'm sorry, not the UK.
The Cruiserweight tournament.
Yeah, the Cruiserweight Championship tournament, and how well he got pushed. They was going to give him a new contract.
Yeah, I'm happy for him that he's re-signed with WWE. I'm very happy and all that stuff. Kind of toying with the whole everybody else getting released, but you're giving Drake Maverick a contract. Like I said, I'm happy for him, but I've seen a lot of backlash, especially from Leo Rush, talking about is everybody else coming back and all that stuff. You brought back Kurt Angle, and you re-signed Drake and all that stuff, which Angle's a small note or something, and he was released, not furloughed, was released, but then he came back, obviously being the referee in the cage fight, and then announcing Matt Riddle's coming to SmackDown and stuff like that. But I'm happy for him, but this is also kind of a double-edged sword type deal.
Well, I'm gonna go away from the Drake Maverick situation, and I'm gonna go to those two masked men in Phantasm.
Ah, yes, them. The ones that
Those, I think, I think the only, and this is a conspiracy theory, but I agree with some people. I think that was a setup by Phantasm. I think there's been reports that he was supposed to lead a group, but they decided not to. But I think this is the seeds of planning that he is actually the mastermind of that in order to get the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
yeah,
Now Drake Maverick, again, he's hard worker. He does stuff. He didn't do a lot of stuff in WWE. He just besides being a general manager and chasing R-Truth to try to get the damn 24/7 championship. But how passionate he is with WWE, and how well they gave him a push in the tournament. He's deserving. I heard reports that they try to get other people back from WWE that was released, but for a fraction of what they got originally. But again, we don't know who is been
yeah.
picked.
And then we get to
SmackDown.
Sorry about that. Freaking press on YouTube by accident. But we get to SmackDown now. And there is potentially a lot of things we could talk about next week, but the one major thing that we saw on Friday was the team that I believe, I don't know if they are still called this, but the Boston Hug Connection.
Nope. They won't be called the Boston Hug Connection because of the fact that Bayley doesn't hug people anymore.
Yeah, but that's their tag team name. That was their old tag name. I'm still using it. They become two-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champions with Sasha doing a crucifix pin on Nikki Cross to get the pin and the titles.
Bayley 2 belts. Bayley 2 belts. I'm actually surprised that they did this. I'm surprised because I honestly thought that this would lead up to Sasha and Bayley breaking up. But I think at the same time, they want to keep them a team for now until it's the right time to pull the plug on the feud. And basically say, hey, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was quite surprised by them winning the tag team titles. Like, I was just, what? They actually, oh my god, they freaking did it. What? I was, what? I was quite surprised that they put the titles on those two.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what does that mean with these tag titles? I don't know. But
what's that mean with the Iconics, since they wanted to go after the titles?
Yeah, that might be. Are we gonna see shades of? Are we gonna see shades of WrestleMania all over again?
Well, they had a fatal four-ways, but I don't know.
Yeah, they had a fatal four, which had the Boston Hug Connection, the Iconics, Natty and Beth Phoenix, and I forgot who the other team was. Was it Bliss and Cross?
No, Bliss and Cross wasn't a team at that time.
Yeah, they weren't. Yeah, well, they weren't. They might have been together, but I don't think they were a team yet.
No, there wasn't a team.
It would have been. Was it? Oh, wait a minute. Was it? It could have been Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. It could have been, but I don't think it was. It was some. No. I don't know what team it was.
It was Nia Jax and Tamina.
Ah, yes, the female Samoans. That's who it was. Yes, I forgot about that. Yes.
That's when Nia Jax realized that she had to get double knee surgery.
Yeah. Yeah, that was almost a little over a year ago.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was kind of surprised by Sasha and Bayley winning the tag team titles again. But
I think a lot of us,
I
again,
think you're right.
a lot of us were surprised about it just because of the fact that they teasing up the breakup. They teasing the breakup so long, but yet they give them the titles.
Yeah, they give them the titles so that way it can be, prolong the whole program between those two. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yet I'm kind of shocked and kind of happy that they won it. Okay, now we're moving on to prediction sport. NXT Takeover in your house.
I still say they need a damn house, damn it.
Yeah. We're just going to go and randomly pick a match. And one I'm going to pick randomly, Karrion Kross versus Tommaso Ciampa. Who you got winning?
This is a tough one because you got two. You have a big player, Tommaso Ciampa, who's not in the title scene. I guess he can't be in the title scene in a while. And then you got the new Karrion Kross, who is Killer Kross, with his girlfriend and manager Scarlett,
aka Scarlett Bordeaux.
I think in this situation you give Kross the win, just to show how well he does with like somebody that's big as Tommaso.
Yeah, that someone's like a threat. Yeah, I agree with you. I think this one's gonna go to Karrion Kross, aka Killer Kross. Yes, I think you need to establish him as a big deal player in this match and have him go over in this case. And I think Ciampa could put him over easily. But I think this match is gonna be a grueling match.
Mm-hmm.
Next random match that I have in mind. Johnny Gargano challenges Keith Lee for the North American Championship. James?
The Gargano way. Do you really think the Gargano way is the way to go? I don't think so. I think it's time to bask in the glory of Keith Lee. In this situation, I think, you could give a little bit of the advantage to Gargano because what he's been doing, especially with what he did last week at the Key. But in this case, I will give it to Keith Lee because he is angry, and I think he should still continue on that reign. I think use it at SummerSlam weekend.
I can almost I can agree with you on this, that I think at some point Keith Lee is going to drop the belt and possibly go to either Raw or SmackDown, probably Raw, because think of Brock Lesnar, thinking big boy, thinking that would be a freaking awesome match. But I think I can agree with you on that. Keith Lee is probably going to retain. Next random match that's immediately in my head. Six-woman tag team match with Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Nox, and Mia Yim teaming up to face Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai, and Candice LeRae. Who you got?
We're combining two different feuds, the Garganos and the Mia Yim, and then we got
basically the Lees, and then you have Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox feuding with Raquel and Dakota.
More Tegan Nox versus Dakota, but that's different. Anyway, in this match, I would really go with the face. I mean, let's say this honestly, in my thing, Dakota Kai and Raquel Rodriguez been dominant in this feud with Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart. Now, I was gonna say this. I'm becoming a fan of Shotzi Blackheart also, by the way. But I think, and you combine the two feuds, and Candice is going after Tegan Nox, and all that type of stuff. I really think that it's going to go with the face.
I'm gonna be on the opposite, because I'm gonna pick the heels in this case, because I'm kind of starting to like Raquel Gonzalez and think that they should push her at some point. So I'm going with the heels of Raquel, Dakota, and Candice in this one. Next random match that I got in mind. Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream for the NXT World Championship. Who you got?
Now, no, as Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream, it is a backlot brawl. Basically, this is in a parking lot with cars surrounding a ring. And also note, if the Velveteen Dream does not win this match, he does not get another shot at the NXT Championship as long as Adam Cole is the NXT champion. I've heard rumors that the Velveteen Dream is going to get called up to the main roster. But I am not going to believe those rumors. I think Velveteen Dream needs a long title reign with the NXT title. Adam Cole, yes, he has been champion for a while.
A whole damn year. I'm a whole damn year. Continue.
And I think Adam Cole needs to drop the belt. I think this is for him and the Undisputed Era to go to the main roster.
I freaking agree with you on that. Velveteen Dream needs to win this match. I am picking Velveteen Dream. Okay, let me try and remember another match. What match have we not?
I already got the list. There's two other matches that you have not.
Two other matches. Oh yes, I just remembered it. A triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship, where Charlotte Flair is defending against Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. Who you got?
Whew, this is a fun one. In this situation right here, I'm actually want to go Io Shirai. I mean, there's been reports that Io Shirai is also going to be on the main roster, but I think Io Shirai needs a title reign. Even if it's a short one, I think Io needs to get the NXT Women's Championship before she jumps to the main roster. She's an underrated worker, and it was not. I think Rhea, because I don't want Charlotte as a champion anymore.
I hate to break it to you, but I only got one thing to say. Woo! Charlotte's retaining. That's what I think. I think it's to more have it be the feud between her and Rhea, and I think she's gonna drop it to Rhea at some point, somewhere down the road, maybe somewhere around SummerSlam. And I think the whole thing is for those two to go at it, have it be Rhea and Charlotte one-on-one. But I think Charlotte's retaining this.
Mm-hmm.
But now we come to the last match that I can't think of. What's the last match we got on the card?
Last match is Finn Balor versus Damian Priest.
Oh, yes. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Oh, crap. Oh, boy. That is a tough one to pick. I'm gonna go with Balor here. Who you got?
In this case right here, I mean, Damian Priest, yeah, he wants to make a name for himself, but I think Finn Balor's going to get the win, to elevate himself, a little bit more. But I think this feud is not going to be over. If Priest wins, it's going to be on the controversial using up the nightstick behind the referee's back.
Oh, you got Priest winning?
No, I got Balor.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think
if Priest wins, it's because of controversy.
I would definitely say that Priest wins is going to be due to controversy. Maybe the nightstick will come into play with that match. All right, so that's all we got for this episode. Any final words you want to say, James?
There's a lot of reasons why we cut this episode a little short, and we never explained it. For me, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world. Honestly, there's the whole, all the protests that's going on with the Black Lives Matter. We have the COVID-19 still going on. I have to deal with a damn tropical storm that's coming. And that's why I'm not I wasn't wanting a long episode. So I want to apologize to my co-host over there.
Yeah, that's all. That's all right. Sometimes we'll have short episodes. Sometimes we'll have really, really long episodes. But on that bombshell, we will see y'all in the next episode. So we will see y'all later.